What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of my World Cup series. This is episode number 25, and we start today's episode off by once again reviewing the group table. We qualified in second place after we got one win, one draw, and one loss. So with the African side, we've made out of the group stages, which is really good because I thought it might take me quite a while before I did that because I'm not really a big fan of the way this team's set up. But even so, we have managed to make it out of the group stages, and we got ourselves into the round of 16 game here against this 81 rated 100 chemistry side. 4-2-3-1 with some very good players: Muslera, Marcelo, Dante, Godin, Isla, Paulinho, Vidal, Oscar, Neymar, Cuadrado, and Alexis Sanchez. I think that's all right. Yeah, it seems like it. A very decent side, but interestingly enough, as I got myself into the game, my opponent decided to pause the game directly from kickoff, and I was wondering why. And unfortunately, it's because he wanted to make a couple of substitutions. He brought on Müller and Courtois for Oscar and Muslera. And that's kind of like, I saw that and I was like, why at first? I mean, they're better players, don't get me wrong. Courtois is obviously a high-rated goalkeeper, and Müller is obviously a really decent option to bring off the bench. But it was, the players he replaced weren't weak players. Muslera is still a good goalkeeper, and Oscar's still a great playmaker. But still, it's a bizarre change. But I guess they are better players. You can understand why he did it. But even so, the first chance of the game would fall in the 10th minute, and it would come to us as my opponent fails to get the ball away. It comes to McCoon. McCoon rolls it through to Martins, but what a bad miss that was. It was such a great chance for me to take an early lead, but I messed up the finish and it was still scoreless. But in the 36th minute, Neymar plays the ball over the top towards the substitute Müller, who beats the last man. A really good chance where he tries to finesse it from just outside the area, and it just curls wide the post. Well, already I could see why he brought on Müller. He was looking very dangerous, and in the 48th minute, Cuadrado gets on the ball for my opponent, finds Alexis Sanchez, plays it over the top towards the run of Neymar. Neymar collects it and shoots, but thankfully it goes just over the bar and out for a goal kick. So my opponent was playing much better than me, I can't lie. He had the better first half and he had the better start to the second half. And in the 55th minute, Alexis Sanchez and Neymar link up here. He plays it forward towards the run of Müller. Müller beats Belkalem and he beats Matip, rolls it off to Cuadrado, and Cuadrado finesses the ball into the corner and makes it 1-0. And then he decided to do this, and it's just like, oh, for goodness sake. I mean, is there any need to do that? Anyone that does that, in my opinion, is just, why? Seriously, why? But it's 1-0 to my opponent as he celebrates like a complete and utter thing, and it's 1-0 here. Very frustrating. It wasn't like it won the goal or anything either. It was just like a simple pass to the last man and then score it. But still 1-0 to my opponent. And just a few minutes later, we try to respond. A nice couple of passes here. Sees Emenike and McCoon link up. Emenike runs down the left-hand side. Nice little double step over. He shoots and he finds the back of the net. So a great goal by Emenike. And we're back on level terms. Very pleased as well to be drawing this game just a few minutes later after falling behind. And in the 78th minute, my opponent goes through with Isla here. He rolls it through towards Cuadrado. And Yaya Toure is a good player, but he's not going to catch Cuadrado. He crosses the ball in and it's headed in by Müller, so that's why he brought him off the bench. Clearly Müller gets the goal and he makes it 2-1. So Cuadrado runs down the wing, crosses the ball in, Müller heads it in, and it's 2-1. So very disappointing goal to concede there, but there was nothing I could do about it. And yeah, my opponent is in front for the second time in this game. And from the 81st minute, one of our last chances fell with a free kick. Yaya Toure struck it, but it was quite a simple save for Courtois. And it was how the game finished, a 2-1 defeat, and unfortunately we do lose with the side, and we are out in the round of 16, which is a real shame. I wanted to go further. I wanted to get to the quarters or at least the semis before losing for the first time with the new team, but unfortunately it is a new team. It will take time to get used to. I'm not a big fan of three at the back, and yeah, I guess that's just one of those things. He had a better team, and he played better. He was a better player than me. I felt as though I could have managed a draw, to be honest. As you see by the match stats, I felt as though a draw probably could have been, a draw or going into extra time, if you will, would have been fairer. But I guess he did play quite well, and I guess you just have to say that he was more clinical than me. But that's the end of it. Like I said, the stats were balanced, and I think a draw going into extra time and then losing on penalties would have seemed a little bit fairer. But even so, I lost, and that's just how it is. We're out of the World Cup in the round of 16, and we'll just have to do it all over again. I opened a player pack and got John Obi Mikel, so very happy with that. Got Mikel for our African side, and I also decided to open a pack as well for 5k, because I just thought, why not, basically. The best player we got was Barzagli, but of course we can't use him, and that is that. And as well, because I did get John Obi and Mikel from the player pack, I did decide to put him into the side. And what I've done is I've pushed Yaya Toure up to play CAM, because I'm not a big fan of McCoon. And Yaya Toure is a real powerful presence, and he could definitely cause us some problems in that CAM area. So I put Yaya Toure as CAM. I know he'd probably be better as a CDM, but we've got Song and Mikel to play there, and both of those two could be really good holding mid. So Toure can hopefully chip in a few goals and assists from the CAM area, and that'll prove to be a good tactical change. And I don't like playing three at the back, but at the moment we got no real good African fullback, so we haven't really got a choice at the moment. But even so, we get ourselves into this game here, the second and final game of today's episode. Of course, we've taken on this side for our second attempt with the African Confederation, back in the group stages. He's got a 4-3-3, 82 rated, 93 chemistry side. Hart in goal, back four of Marcelo, Company, Sacco and Walker, and he had Barkley, Gonzalez and Fabregas, and some good players. Dzeko was in there as well. Very decent side. And the first chance of the game would fall here to my opponent as he plays the ball out wide towards David Villa, who shoots, but he puts the ball over the bar and it goes out for a goal kick. So he couldn't score directly, for the first chance of the game anyway. He couldn't score as he puts the ball over the bar. And from the goal kick, we launch it forward with Kameni towards Obafemi Martins. Martins ends up flicking the ball on, or trying to flick the ball on. He does with the half volley. It's cleared away by Sacco, only as far as Andre Ayew, stops the ball with the fake shot, gets around his man and shoots with the left foot, but unfortunately it goes just wide of Joe Hart's goal and out for a goal kick. So still 0-0, but some good early chances in this game. And in the 24th minute here, we get the ball to Obafemi Martins. Martins finds Ayew with a nice skill to get around his man, then a ball roll to reverse step over, crosses the ball in, and Emenike volleys it, but it hits the post and we just couldn't force the ball over the line. So very unlucky there, it really was. That was a lovely little piece of skill by Ayew, and Emenike's volley unfortunately hit the post. And from the free kick, my opponent gives the ball away. Martins runs clear, but Joe Hart makes the save, and it's still scoreless. So unfortunately we couldn't score there when we really should have done at least got a goal from one of those shots, but still 0-0. But in the 35th minute, my opponent goes through a Dzeko. Fortunately for me though, Kameni makes a really good save and we get the ball away. So good save by our goalkeeper, and it is still scoreless. And in the 44th minute, just before half time, Yaya Toure finds Alex Song. Song plays it forward towards the run of Emenike. It falls to Emenike, who shoots, but again Joe Hart makes a good save low down to his left and tips it behind for a corner. And from that corner, Ayew crosses the ball in towards Cheju at the far post. It's cleared away, but as the ball goes out for a throw in, Cheju stays down, and from the corner, Matip in the area stays there. He came forward for the corner and he stays there. So from the throw in, Gervinho gives it to Toure. Toure gives it to Gervinho, and I thought if Matip's in the box, he may as well cross the ball in because he's a very big aerial presence. We cross the ball in, and it is Matip who heads it in. So clearly a good strategy there. Simple cross, simple header, and it is 1-0 to us just before half time. Matip with the header from the cross, and we're 1-0 in front. And in the 55th minute, Yaya Toure gets on the ball and finds Ayew. Ayew down the right hand side, step overs to get onto his left foot here. Nice piece of skill to get around the last defender with the ball roll. Shoots from just outside the area, but again Joe Hart makes a really good save to keep it at 1-1. So I was playing much better than my opponent, but I was disappointed I'd only scored one goal. And from the corner, Joe Hart makes a great save to deny Matip. What a stop that was, and it is still 1-0. And in the 60th minute here, you see Hernandez get on the ball for my opponent. He gives the ball away. Yaya Toure finds Martins, back heels it to Cheju. We go on the break. It's a great chance for a 3-on-2. Emenike plays a great free ball to Martins. Can he finish? Yes, he can. Rounds Joe Hart, pops it into the empty net, and it's 2-0. So that was a really nice breakaway goal. It is Martins who gets it. We're 2-0 in front, just past the hour mark, and we're surely on course for our first win in this first game in a new group stage. In the 81st minute, my opponent tried to respond here as he crosses the ball in towards Dzeko, but it's a really good save by Kameni, and the ball gets put behind for a corner. So good save by our goalkeeper, and from that corner it is Cesc Fabregas, the new Chelsea player, who crosses the ball in towards Dzeko. It's headed away only as far as Gonzalez. Gonzalez fake shots around his man and shoots. Great block, and from that we go on the counter. Gervinho goes down left hand side and plays over the top towards the run of Emenike. He's got the power to beat Vincent Kompany here with a nice little roulette. Gets past him with a great piece of skill, then a ball roll, but it's a brilliant save by Joe Hart. It would have been a lovely goal by Emenike, but unfortunately it's a really good save by Hart, and it's turned away for a corner. And directly from sorry, not a corner, for a throw in, and directly from the throw in, Ayew throws the ball in towards the centre. Song gets onto it, crosses the ball in, and Emenike wins the header to make it 3-0. So the game is sealed here. The game was over anyway, to be honest. Other than a couple of chances, my opponent hadn't played as good as I did, not to sound too boastful, and we were on course for a big win here at 3-0. But in the 90th minute, my opponent did manage to get himself a consolation goal. Fabregas finds Kevin Morales down the right right hand side, crosses the ball in, it's a wicked cross, finds Dzeko, and Dzeko heads the ball in from a very tight angle. It goes all the way across the face of goal and into the far corner to make it 3-1. But that was how the game would finish. We do win the game by 3-1. Very good win there, and yeah, I'm very pleased to open the new group stage with a win. It's always good to win your first game. You know, you feel so much confident about your chance of progression if you can get the first win, and we did there. A good 3-1 victory. And I'm very, very pleased, because that should give us a really good chance of qualifying now to the knockout stages. But as always, guys, a big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the episode, please leave a like, because it's much appreciated, and it really does help my channel out. And of course, it only takes a second to click that like button. There may not be a World Cup episode up every single day or every other day next week, so I've got a lot of things to do, but I'll try my best. But thanks for watching regardless. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you for the next episode of my World Cup series very soon.